Julius Malema have spoken. Julius Malema have given his point of view on what is happening in Uganda. Of course, Julius Malema have also sent a very strong and loud message to the president of Uganda, Yoweri MUSEVENI. Because I believe by now you all know what has been going on in Uganda, where the parliament recently, they have just voted a new law against homosexuality. And in this new law, they have decided to give a death penalty to those who are practicing gay and lesbian. We know that this is not something that is easy for some people out there, especially the Western. They have stood in their powers using all the techniques that they have so that they can go and try to stop this law from being signed by the President Museveni. And this also mobilized many people around the world where they get to march in supporting people for Uganda who find themselves in these conditions. Well, today, the president of EFF, Julius Malema, he marched with some EFF members to the Ugandan embassy to go ahead and pass their message, because according to the EFF, they believe that this new law, signing of this new law, it will hold Africa back. Well, we're going to discuss more about that in this video. But before we even get to engage ourselves in the conversation, here is what the president of EFF, Julius Malema, had said earlier on.
Thank you very much, comrades. The mic is not working. So I'm not here to give a long speech. I'm here to say to the comrades and the people of Uganda, we are with them against the tyranny. Because we cannot allow any regime in the world to kill people on the basis of identity. We are victims of identity politics. We were killed because we were black. And the only crime we committed was being black. Today, all those who have been killed in Uganda is because it's a community that belongs to LGBTQI+. As a result, they get killed because you woke up one day, you don't like them. How are you going to identify that a person is gay? What scientific method are you going to use that she's lesbian? All you're going to do is to look at a person and out of hatred decide this one is gay, this one is lesbian. It cannot be correct that you identify people on the basis of hatred and you kill them. So we are saying to Museveni, leave the people the way they are. It is not our problem. It is not your problem. It is not a problem. What if Museveni is lesbian or gay himself? What if Museveni is going to discover that much later? Because there are people who discover that even when they are older, that actually this is who I am.
That was the president of EFF, Julius Malema, who have to give also his point of view or his message to the people of Uganda, especially to the president Yoweri Museveni, who's having the last word to say. Because as we're talking right now, President Museveni, he have this letter in front of him and he have to sign for that. And once he sign it, that is it. And just to refresh your mind that this is not the first time the president of Uganda, President Museveni, will have to sign for something like this. He had signed again this during the mandate of USA President Barack Obama. And it was also another problem, which he gets to be threatened by the Western and trying to tell him that he should not sign, but he decided to go ahead and sign for it. Well, I want to show you this video where the President Museveni decided to sign the first new law, the law that they had put in back then about homosexuality. And what was the questions which they had to ask him, because they asked him questions according to what they were up to do and according to what the Western they were busy talking about. And when they put to him this question to know exactly what is his point of view, this is what he had to say.
For many months now, many in the international community are saying that by your signing of this bill, you're taking Uganda a step backwards, that you are not protecting the freedoms and the rights and the choices of the Ugandan people. So how do you respond to that? And specifically, President Obama has said he was deeply disappointed by Uganda's move and says that it would complicate US-Uganda relations. I've listened to everything that you've said in the statement. So how would you respond to that? And does it worry you? And have you spoken directly to President Obama about this?
Well, we have been disappointed for a long time by the conduct of the West, the way you conduct yourselves there. But we just keep quiet. We just see how you do things, how the families, how they are organized, in all these things. We see them, we keep quiet. We never comment because it's not our country. Maybe you like it. So, since there is now an attempt at social imperialism to impose social values of one group on our society, then our disappointment is now exacerbated because we are sorry to see that you live the way you live. But we keep quiet about it. Now you say we must also live like us. That's why we say no. We say no. And am I worried? Not at all. We should be worried about what? Because to tango needs two people to dance. If the West doesn't want to work with us because of homosexuals, then we have enough space here to live by ourselves and do business with other people.
There is the man. Again, you get to see that he was not afraid by all the threatening that he's been receiving, especially from the Western. He went ahead and tried to speak the truth, because whether we like it or not, but here I have to agree with him, because what he said, it really makes sense. You know, what we've been seeing with this NATO, America, UK, France, Belgium, so on and so on, these people, they always want other countries to do things in the way that they want things to be done. You know, and when they're doing something, you, with your foreigner policies, you are not allowed to be involved. You are not even allowed to give your point of view. You are not even allowed to go and sit it in the United Nations to vote for it, whether you have to say yes or no. But when you take your own decision that concern you with your people, them, they have to come and decide. They have to come and have that last words. That's obviously, it is something that should not be like that, because that's what we saw. Mandate, and he had to go ahead and sign for this new law. I mean, for this homosexuality law. And then after all these years, things were just becoming kind of like a normal for Ugandan. whereby you know that if you are a lesbian, you must know that you're not welcome in that country. Well, now guys, in this previous recently law that the parliament vote, they had added couple of new law which even make things very hard. And I'm telling you all this so that you get to understand, compared to what the president of EFF, Julius Malema, had said. And because I believe by now you might be asking yourself a question to know, like, really, someone like Julius Malema, why is he supporting this kind of gay things and what? Is the EFF, they don't have something else to do or what? You know, I believe some of you, of course, you kind of like asking yourself a question, but why EFF have to go and support homosexuality in Uganda? So I'm trying to tell you all this so that at the end of this video, you get to understand exactly what made the EFF with his leadership to go ahead and support this homosexuality. Now, they have come, I mean the Parliament of Uganda, to enforce even more sanctions, should I put it in that way, or sentence against homosexuality. And one of them that they had voted recently in Uganda, if you are being identified as a gay or lesbian, then you must know that you will be arrested and sent to jail for 10 years. And I'm gonna just stop there a little bit to explain more, to explain you guys more in details. So as we're talking right now, if the President Museveni have to sign for this new law, which means if you are being identified as a gay or as a lesbian, you'll be arrested and be sent to jail. Because gay does exist everywhere in the world. Lesbian does exist everywhere in the world. But in such kind of countries, obviously, those people, they play it in the low profile. They don't want to show off. They don't want you as a man to shave your beards and try to put your makeup on, go on the street, or, you know, they just want to play it in the low profile. You find your partner, you do your things in the, like, in secret. You don't want people to know, because the moment people get to know, that is when you start having problem. And that's how it's been going, or it has been happening in Uganda. All the gays who are there and lesbian, they were doing it in secret. Sometimes, even if you are a gay or lesbian, it becomes even a serious challenge for you to approach another man or another woman, because you don't know if they can turn against you. If you make a mistake and approach someone wrongly, who's not part of you, who's not a gay, who's not a lesbian, this person, they can call police on you and you can be arrested. That is how the government of Uganda, they use to identify gay in Uganda. Now, in this new law that they have voted, they decided to say, once you are being identified as a gay or lesbian, automatically you will be sent to jail for 10 to 15 years. Now, guys, what does that simply mean to say? That simply means to say that people don't start now sacrificing innocent people. I have problem with you. Maybe you don't like me, and you are trying to find by all means to see me being destroyed. You trying everything by all means to make sure that I must be sent to jail. The next things you will do, it will be for you to go and report lies against me and saying that, no, this guy is a lesbian. This lady is a lesbian. This guy is a gay. People don't start reporting lies all just because they hate each other, just because they're having some conflict against each other. That, it is one of the reasons that motivate the EFF to stand against that. Another reason, they went far to say, besides you being identify as a gay or lesbian, if they catch you with proof that no, look, they are having pata as a man to man or as a woman to woman, all of you, you'll be sent to death. You'll have a death penalty. Now, guys, come to think of it, whether we agree with a gay, lesbian or not, I don't think in our days we have to be going through death penalty, because we can't sit here condemning other governments such as America, who had to go and kill Saddam Hussein or kill other people around the world, and saying that no, they have committed this, we have to kill them. And at the same time, we're applying the same thing. Doing that, it is something that will show that we don't respect other human rights. Because I even get to see here some people talking about us involving the law which will send a death penalty to those who are committing crime, because since South Africa, we've been fighting against crime, and so far we're not winning. And some people, they're even trying to suggest that they should bring back the death penalty. And one of those people, you know him, I can't mention the name. So they wanted that once they become president, they will have to bring back the death penalty. That sounds beautiful, but always know that the life of other human counts. Unless maybe if you find something more interesting that can make the world not to say something bad about you. So the Uganda, they had added the death penalty, which will have to go to all people who are practicing homosexualities. Now that the parliament, they finish to vote for this death penalty, the president of Uganda, President Museveni, he had to say this after the parliament had finished voting for that new law.
And I want to congratulate our parliament for being very, very but also, there's also another cultural clash. Here, I am a homosexual. What are you telling us now? So that publicizing is also totally unacceptable. So therefore, the bill is coming to me. I haven't seen it yet, but when it comes, I will call you and we shall harmonize and protect our children. There will be no promotion of homosexuality in Uganda. How can somebody think like this? Looking at me and thinking that I am to be told, do this, do that, because of some little help. It's really madness. So, finally, I want to assure Madam Slata that there will be no comprehensive sex education here.
Look at him. He thanked the parliament for passing this vote in a majority. Almost the whole parliament voted in favor of this new law against homosexuality. So this is a victory for him. And the way I know him, he's gonna sign it with pleasure. He's gonna sign it. The man is so determined. He kind of like, he don't want anything to do with homosexualities. But my question here is just to know, if he hated homosexuality this much to the point of executing them, there is also other bad things that is happening in that country, isn't it? For an example, the human right that himself never respect. Because we all know Museveni as a dictator, one of the life dictators who have remained in Africa. It is him, Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, Paul Biya of Cameroon, and who else? This one for Guinea-Bissau, Mbazobo. Those are the, and Sassou Nguesso from Congo-Brazzaville. You see, some names and countries, they can get to run away from the mind, but those are ones that comes in my mind. Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, Paul Biya of Cameroon, Brazzaville with Sassou Nguesso, and the one for Guinea, Mbazobo, Edouard Mbazobo, if I'm not mistaken. Those people, we are all know that they are dictators. They've been there. They never respect any human right. They never even respect anything good, like because we need to build Africa, whether we like it or not. We need to build Africa, and we can't build Africa when we still have dictatorship presidents who are sitting there for years and years. They don't want to move out. Paul Kagame, a man, the only president actually, who win the elections with 99% of vote. In which country? Not even in America you'll find something like that. 99! Where's the 1%? How many opposition leaders or opposition political parties attended that election? For all of them to come, like put them together, combine them together, and say that, okay, you guys, here's your 1%. So Paul Kagame pass with 99%. And you know what these dictators does? Whenever they pass the election like that, in a fraudulent way, what they usually do, they'll change the constitutions, the mandates. Let's say like maybe when they get in, it was only 5 years. They'll move it from 5, they put it to 7, like in Uganda and Congo-Brazzaville. And they'll do the first term. They do the second one. Before the second one finished, they go in the parliament, they change to add the third term, saying that a president, you can represent yourself to the as a candidate in the election 3 times. Once that 3 times finish, they're gonna go again and add another terms on it. So that is what we call dictatorship. And that's what we know about Yoweri Museveni, that this man is a dictator. You guys will get to see how he tortured people, especially those who get to talk about, who get to talk bad about him. This man is old, yet is engaging in a social media battle with young ones, or should I say youth. If you criticize him today, tomorrow by 6 a.m. he's gonna reply back. I'm not making it this up. Here's the president of Uganda himself explaining to the media how he gets to manage to answer to everyone who have something to say about against him. Let's have a listen.
I am engaging with young people on the social media. Some of them abuse me, say you are very stupid. I said, okay, I'm stupid, but I am able to walk on my 2 feet. I answer them also, because they I answer them. I don't have to fight with these children to win them over. And when I send messages to answer them, when there were 10 who were attacking me, you find only 6 remain. 4 answer back, say, the old man has made a good point. Then I remain with 6 who are still, yes, but when are you going home? Yes, going home is not a problem. My home is very well known. I can go home, but first, solve your problems of Uganda. First of all, sort of tribalism, work for East African Federation because you need it. You need it for your coffee. You need it for your sugar. For your sugar. You need it for your milk. You first work on your own things. Me, I have no problem. I have got my home to go to. Then when they answer back, you find that only 4 have remained. You don't have to be violent with these people. You use your language, your tongue, to persuade them, to win them over.
So you heard him correctly. The old man, he don't want defeat. He don't want defeat. And apparently this is one of his secrets. That I might be looking older, but I still get to know what is happening out there. If you attack me on social media thinking that I'm too old for social media, well, I'll come there for myself. And this is the same campaign since he's not only the godfather to Paul Kagame from Rwanda, he's also a godfather to the Kenyan president, Uhuru Kenyatta, and Roots what. He gets to influence them, especially with the former president of Kenya. So when the current president of Kenya, Ruto, he came in power recently, they asked him a question to know what is his point of view on homosexuality compared to his colleague. Here's what he said.
I want to talk to you about a specific, human rights situation in parts of Africa and including in your own country. You yourself gained worldwide attention a few years ago when you said there was, quote, no room for homosexuality in Kenyan society. I want to know whether you still stand by that.
We have Kenyan law, we have Kenyan constitution, we have our tradition, we have our customs. We will continue to respect other people's customs as they respect our customs and our tradition. I am very clear that we respect everybody and what they believe in, but we also have what we believe in, and we expect to be respected for what we believe in.
So before I ask you to flesh that out and what exactly does it mean, I want to play you what President Kenyatta said to me about this issue.
I will not engage in a subject that is of it is not of any major importance to the people and the Republic of Kenya. This is not an issue, as you would want to put it, of human rights or this. This is an issue of society, of our own base as a culture, as a people, regardless of which community you come from. This is not acceptable. This is not agreeable.
So he's basically saying homosexuality is not agreeable. You've just said that you're kind of trying to thread the needle, that the law says one thing, but you respect everybody's rights. Will a Ruto administration crack down, like many other leaders in Africa, on the homosexual LGBTQ community, or will you allow them their human rights and their civil rights?
I think on that subject, President Kenyatta was spot on. We do not want to create a mountain out of a molehill. This is not a big issue for...
So here again, you get to see two presidents who seem to have different opinions. One in favor of homosexuality, another one not in favor of homosexualities. And that is how you get to see this happening all over around the world. Now, guys, let us try to analyze a little bit about the president of EFF, Julius Malema, said about all this. If you listen to Julius Malema very well, it is not either trying to take sides, whether in favor of being a gay or lesbian, or against them. The only thing he insisted, it was to remind the president and the people of Uganda that we need to consider other people's life. You can't send someone or to jail all just because of their identity, or you can't give a death penalty to someone all just because they decide to sleep or date someone of the same gender. That is where we need to focus. Let me say this to you guys before I get to finish. People are free to make their choice. That is now me talking. We are not in the right to judge. We are not in the right to punish. Each and everything people does, we do on earth, God knows on how to judge us. If it happened that someone, they decide to be the person they are, I believe us, whether it is the government, whether it's the people, we just need to observe. I'm going to give you a very simple example. For an example, we all have our hairstyle that we want, isn't it? We get our hairstyle when we go to your hairdresser or your barber. You tell them, no, here, but chiscop, do this. You know, you get to discuss with them, and then they'll do exactly as you want. The moment you leave the salon and go out, the rest does not concern them. Whether you find people who laugh at your haircut, the style that you came up with, whether it look funny, whether it is something good, that is not their problem. Them, they have done the job. So when to remain about compliments or anything, it is up to you. As you walking on the street, you might find people who will compliment you, saying that, wow, I love your hairstyle. Some will be like, what is this? I can't let my son or my daughter to have this kind of hairstyle. The reason why I'm giving you this illustration is just to make you understand that we don't need to be harsh on ourselves as Africans to the point of start killing each other, all just because someone, they decide to have a specific haircut style. No. Instead, we can just be like a barber. Zip our mouth, leave the person to face whatever they'll find in the community. Whether they'll find some other people who will support them and say that, yeah, I'm one of you, let's start dating. That's their business. If they'll find some people like, no, look, I'm not interested, I'm okay where I am, let them face it, isn't it? So I think that's what should have done, because Africa, we've been through a lot. They kill our grandfathers, our forefathers, our mothers, our fathers. They killed already so many of them. And then this new generation that we are, we don't need to start again killing each other, especially on the stupid things. Instead, we need just to see on how we can help this beautiful continent so that we can go forward and develop Africa. I believe that is something that I'll also agree here with the president of EFF when he says that Museveni don't have the right to do something like that. So I believe whatever it will happen, it should be something that will benefit each and every individuals of Uganda. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Dobsi Nyembe, and I'm here time to time to keep you informed and entertained at the same time with a different trending topic. So if this is your first time to watch our videos, make sure that you don't leave without subscribing to the channel right here. And above all, give me your thumbs up. I really do appreciate, because it also helps us to grow our audience. Thank you to those who always support us, our member of this channel. If you want to become one of them, well, the procedure is very simple. Click on that US dollar icon. It will show you everything, and then you will choose the membership that you feel like supporting us with. We'll really do appreciate that for those who are busy doing so. But for now, continue to be yourself, be good, be kind, have respect for everyone in order for you to be respected. May God bless you all. I'll see you again very soon. Ciao, ciao.